The Premier League gets underway tomorrow, so I thought what I would do is I would bring back an old series that I used to do around about 7 or 8 years ago now. And that is going to be my weekly Premier League predictions. Now, you may have seen over the years on the channel I've done various things in League One and in the Championship. But what I used to do back in the day when I was about 13, I would have my predictions and I put up against FIFA's predictions. Obviously, or now it's going to be FC 25's predictions. And I thought, why not? It could be a little fun series to do. Hopefully, I can keep it up every single week. And then, yeah, it'll be me up against FIFA. And then, obviously, whoever wins is smart. And hopefully, I can beat a video game. Because if not, then I'll probably delete my channel. So, yeah, I better not lose these predictions. So, yeah, it's going to be something, going through all 10 games each week. I'm also going to do it for the EFL Cup and FA Cup games as well that are involving Premier League teams. As well, so hopefully you guys will have a little, something to look forward to before every match day. I think that'd be quite a cool thing to do. So yeah, I think without further ado, let's get right into this. So starting off on Friday night, we do have Liverpool up against Bournemouth. Liverpool, the defending champions, obviously going into their new title defence, which hopefully goes a little bit better than what it did last time they were defending the title. Lost the Community Shield final last weekend, but to be fair, they were looking pretty good, if I do say so for myself, especially going forward. They were looking very, very dangerous. Frimpong, Wirtz, all looking very, very nice there. Against the Bournemouth side, who have had it's been well documented by now, their entire defence has been completely decimated. In the window, the DK will be filling in that Huijsen spot at centre back for Bournemouth on Friday night. But yeah, I think just although Liverpool didn't win last weekend, I think they still gave a good account of themselves. And to be fair, I'm expecting them to win this game quite handsomely as well. To be fair, I think I'm going to go with a 3-0 Liverpool win to kick off the brand new season. And FC 25 were along the same lines as me. They've gone with a 2-0 home win there for the champions. Going on to Saturday lunchtime, we do have Aston Villa up against Newcastle. So 5th versus 6th from last season, going head-to-head at Villa Park this year. And to be fair, this could be a cracking game, actually. Obviously, Newcastle, it's looking likely Isak isn't going to be playing. Going forward, they'll have to rely on elsewhere for goals in this one. For Villa, it's been a mix of a pre-season for the home side that hasn't gone great in some areas. But I think with their full-strength team out in this one, it should be looking. I think at home as well, they should be looking to get the win, really. For Newcastle, I mean, obviously, ignoring the whole Isak debacle, pre-season's been pretty poor for their standards. I don't think they've won a game in pre-season. If they have, it's come quite late on. But yeah, it's been a pretty disastrous pre-season for Newcastle. And I think just the fact that Villa are at home, they should be looking to win this game. And I think they might just nick it in this one. I do think both teams will score. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Aston Villa. Whereas FC 25 thinks it'll be a boring 0-0 draw. So, I have to wait and see for that one. On to the 3 o'clock games, we do have Brighton up against Fulham. Yeah, a game I'm not too excited about. I don't think there'll be too much happening in this one. I think it'll be a game, two teams who will be eager to get points on the board early doors. And then there might be a bit more reserve. Also, Brighton playing at home, they might go for it a bit more than Fulham do. I'm expecting a bit more of a laid-back Fulham team. I think they'll be a bit more compact, tough to break down in this one away from home. And I don't really see fireworks being lit off in this one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for this one. I don't think it'll be the most exciting game in the world. And then FC 25 thinks, although Brighton will win 1-0 at home, they're pretty much along the same lines where it won't be a goal fest, so to speak. Then moving on, we do have Sunderland up against West Ham. Our first game back in the Premier League after 8 years. It's going to be a really, really good game, this one, I'm sure. To be fair, West Ham, I gave them a lot of stick in my Premier League predictions video. Truthfully, pre-season's actually gone quite well for West Ham, to be fair. They've looked pretty decent. So I do think this will be a tough game for us. On the contrary, our pre-season's been, again, pretty poor. Only the 2 wins in pre-season for us this year, but it doesn't always. Pre-season doesn't always give a huge reflection of how things are going to go, but it hasn't been terrific for us. I think we could definitely be done a lot better. In this one, I do think both teams will score again. See, this is where me being deluded comes into this, because our first game back after 8 years, it's going to be a sellout crowd. Brand new team, brand new players. The fans were all going to be well up for this one. Do we nick this? Am I just being fucking ridiculous? Yeah, I am. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. You know what? Screw it. I'm saying we're going to win. I don't know where this confidence is coming from, but I think we might just nick it 2-1 on the opening day against West Ham. If we do win this game, I'm going to be the fucking deluded. It's just going to fuel my delusions even more, so to speak. But yeah, I think I'm going to say 2-1 win for Sunderland in this one. And SC25 also agrees with me. They're going to go, however, with a 2-0 win for Sunderland in the opening game. Yeah, I have to wait and see for this one. It should be a good game though. I'm looking forward to it. Tottenham up against Burnley. I mean, what the hell happened last night, Tottenham? Like, you were fucking there. You were home and dry, and you just fucked it up in the Spurs way. Like, if we're ignoring that collapse at the end, Spurs did look a lot better under Thomas Frank than they ever did under Ange. They looked organised. They looked compact. Again, tough to break down. And yes, I know they lost the game in the end, but they looked like they were a team with a purpose, Tottenham. And to be fair, going forward, they were really good. I mean, to be fair, like, going forward, Tottenham won. That wasn't really an issue for Spurs last season. It was more just at the back where they were just leaking goals for fun. Yeah, to be fair, they did look much better yesterday up against PSG, albeit a very tired PSG, I will say. And it's going to be very different up against Burnley, who, again, like Sunderland, they're going to be, well up for us, first game back in the Premier League, away from home as well, and probably very few people are going to back and win the game. They're going to be, again, well up for it. And I think Burnley will give a good account of themselves in this one, but I just think Spurs will just have too much quality in this one, especially being at home as well. I'm going to say 2-0 for Tottenham, but it won't be like it won't be a easy win for Tottenham. I think Burnley will give them a lot of problems in this one, but I'm still going to go with a 2-0. It's going to be more so like against the run of play type goals, I think, for Spurs in this one. And the SC25 actually think Burnley are going to win this one. They've gone with a 2-1 win for the visitors in this one. So yeah, pretty rogue prediction from SC25, but if it pays off, it pays off, Then on to Saturday night, we have Wolves up against Man City. Now, other than last season where the games were pretty close and there's only one goal in them, Man City do love a good thrashing against Wolves, don't they? Yeah, since Wolves were promoted in 2018, Man City have pretty much, more often than not, absolutely obliterated Wolves, home and away. And I think just after how disappointing they were last season, I think, they've got the troops back together during pre-season. Pep's probably fucking just fucking completely grilled them. Wolves, I think although Wolves probably would have more momentum going into this one, I just think City. I just think after last season, I think City are going to come into this with a statement win. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say they're going to thrash Wolves by any means, but I still think City are going to win 3-1 away from home. I think it's going to be a statement win for the visitors. And then FC25 again pretty much agree with me as well. They think it's going to be more of like a modest 2-0 for City in that one. On the Super Sunday, we do have Chelsea up against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, the brand new Community Shield winners, going back to back in silverware. They're unlike Tottenham, as we mentioned. And then Palace they look decent against Liverpool, I won't lie. Dean Henderson with an absolute masterclass in goal for them last Sunday, and I think he's going to be called on action again against Chelsea, who, again, the new world champions. Chelsea, they've only just come back though for Chelsea from the Club World Cup. Last weekend had a couple of friendlies where they did win both of them, including a 4-1 win against AC Milan. So Chelsea, despite the fact that they've had the bare minimum pre-season preparation going into the season, they're still looking very dangerous. And although Palace did play very well last weekend, I just think Chelsea. I just think Chelsea. Things are going well at Stamford Bridge right now, which I haven't been able to say for like nearly 10 years. Yeah, I think Chelsea should win this one, and I'm going to go with another 2-0 home win there. Whereas FC25 think it'll be a Crystal Palace victory, a 1-0 away win for the Eagles as Chelsea. Big bold prediction there from the game. Then we do have Nottingham Forest up against Brentford. Yeah, every weekend I try to predict a 0-0 draw just because I just think, why not? There's always a 0-0 draw somewhere. And I think this is going to be the one where it is just going to be a 0-0 draw. Yeah, I'm not too looking forward to this one. To be fair, I don't know why this game was picked for fucking Teddy as well. It's just not. It just doesn't really excite me this game that much. To be fair, and yeah, I think for me, like, this game's just got 0-0 written all over it. It really, really does. If not, then Forest might nick a home win. But yeah, I just don't see this game being that entertaining to watch. I'm just going to go 0-0, and FC25 have agreed with me. They are also going with a 0-0 draw. Then on to probably the big game of the weekend. We have Man United up against Arsenal. 20 years ago, these two were the best two teams in England, and this normally would have been, like, this would not have been the first game of the season type game, but it is this weekend. And to be fair, I think this game will be a goal fest. I'm expecting lots of goals in this one. Obviously, we all know United, they've improved on their attack, and Cunha, Sesko, and Ahmad as well. I think that's a very good looking front three there for United. And Arsenal, they finally got the number 9, they finally got Victor Gyökeres. He's going to be one to get a goal in the season early doors here, and I think he might just get on here against United. Yeah, truthfully, I think this will be a great game. Truly, I think this will be a very, very good game to watch, but I think it will be an away win for Arsenal. I'm going to go 3-2 win there for Arsenal. However, FC25, I think on one better than that. They think it's going to be 4-2 to Arsenal. Yeah, like, when I was simulating this game, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this year, Arsenal went 3-0 up within 40 minutes. United then pulled it back to 3-2, then Arsenal then put the game to bed towards the end of the game, make it 4-2 in that one. It was actually a very good game. And yeah, I'm expecting a good game here between these two. And finally, Monday night, we do have Everton up against Leeds. Obviously, Everton's first competitive game at the brand new stadium up against newly promoted Leeds, who were one of the best teams to ever play in the Championship last season. Yeah, this game could be a good game, to be fair. I think Everton will be looking to get a home win early doors, because obviously we've seen it, like previously, with West Ham at the London Stadium, Tottenham at their new stadium. It took a while for both teams to really settle into new stadiums. So hopefully Everton, they'll be hoping to actually get settled in pretty quickly. And I think they might just do that, I think, both teams have done very good business so far in the window. But I don't know. I just think Everton are looking very, very good at the moment, and I think they might just get the win in this one. I'm predicting 2-1 home win there for the Toffees, and FC25 do agree with me. They are also going with a 2-1 home win there for Everton. That, guys, is going to be it for this video. So yeah, I'm predicting quite a few wins this weekend. I've only gone with 2 draws this weekend between Brighton and Fulham and Forest and Brentford. So yeah, other than that, I've gone with someone to pick up a win somewhere. Not many clean sheets though. I've only gone with Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, and of course Forest and Brentford to pick up clean sheets, and then they'll draw. Other than that, I think it could be a lot of games where both teams do score in the games. Of course, guys, do let me know down below, how do you think your team will get on this weekend? Do you think your team will get off to a good start? Who do you think will be the surprise package of the weekend? Will there be any upsets? Do feel free to let me know down below in the comments. That's been it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.